Do you want to lead the way or will I? Do you want to go first or will I? Ladies and gentlemen, El-Vest has left the building. Now, let me tell you about how my driving test went. Did I pass? Well, it's a foregone conclusion at this point, really, isn't it? But I failed. In my last video, I was talking about training and coming up to the driving test. Finally had my test there. That week, I thought it was on the Tuesday. It was on the Wednesday. I said in work, oh, by the way, just a reminder, I'm off tomorrow, Tuesday. To which my lead was like, no, you're off on Wednesday. And I was like, okay, let me check something really quick. So, cue a little bit of a panic that I'd gotten my dates mixed up. Thankfully, the past version of myself did get the date right. It was to be a Wednesday. So, I'll only briefly tell you about the first test because I'd rather use some colourful language about it, but I shan't. But suffice to say, the examiner wasn't in the best of moods that day, or that life perhaps, I don't know. The radio set wasn't working, so a lot of the time he was leading me with beeps and indicators rather than actual direction by a headset. I checked the earpiece afterwards, it was working fine. The problem was on his end, but I'm not going to argue with him about that. Unfortunately, the thing that failed me was my own fault, which was failure to move into a box junction. So I came back, knowing that I had failed that day. Of course, he told me you were unsuccessful today, and he asked me, are we waiting long on the test? In my saddest voice possible, I said, yeah, I've been waiting a long time. A long, long time. And maybe I tugged on what was there of his heartstrings, and he said, let me check something for you. So as it turned out, someone on the Thursday had just happened to have cancelled their test in Kilkenny as I was out on my test. He rang the RSA and was able to hold that spot for me so I could book it once I went home and immediately retake the test the next day. So, if one was to fail the test, that was probably the best way to fail it, right? You have the test the next day, you know the enemy better than the enemy you don't, and yeah, I passed the next day. Practiced that box junction 7 or 8 times that evening. I wasn't going to let Anne get me down. I learned my road signs. Well, I knew them before, but I was a bit shook. Anyways, long story short, I passed with just one grade 2, which was a failure to do a safety glance. So that's as good as I could get, and I'm happy enough with that. So that means El-Vest, goodbye. And it also means it's sadly bye-bye birdie. But as a final send-off to the noble plastic steed, my dad's behind me on his GS, and we're going to take the motorway home as a treat. Very exciting, right? Mirror, indicator, lifesaver. Amazing. I'm not used to going this way. Here we go. Because of course, Daisy the Bullet, this is not her territory, but Birdie, I've scarcely gone past 100 kilometers. I've scarcely gotten to 100 kilometers on a mirror indication. Look at that. And here we go. Is that it? This is motorway driving. I think I'll go back to the Bullet. Tune in next time and we'll have some great historic journeys with old Daisy Bell and some Bullet 500 Royal Enfield fun. Thanks for watching.